Welcome back to the Keeping It Kingdom podcast. This is your boy Sylvester Stanley, also known as Slide. Hey, here at Keeping It Kingdom, we always say it's not just a lifestyle; it is a mindset. And Keeping It Kingdom, what we love to do is just to remind you: a kingdom mindset leads to kingdom connections. Kingdom connections lead to a kingdom relationship. And a kingdom relationship always turns into kingdom impact. And today, I have an honor. It's an honor to have the privilege to have my little brother in Christ that I've been able to walk with for several years now, as he was a high school student and now a college student. Today I have with me my little brother, Mr. Kennen Miller. Hey, y'all give it up for Kennen today. What's up, bro?
What's up, Pastor Slide? Appreciate you for having me on here, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Y'all, just get ready. Buckle your seatbelt because this is going to be the prayer. We talked about this. Is that this time together is an encouragement for students, high school students, college students, young adults, seniors, everybody. Kingdom keepers, kingdom seekers. What you're going to hear today is a story of someone that's faced adversity at multiple levels. Okay. Just recently, you went through something that we'll get to that part. We even said, like, most people don't live through what you walk through. But I've been on the other side of just watching you walk through some very difficult times as an athlete. Behind the scenes, we've seen players in the NFL, collegiate, maybe have some of the same injuries that you've had. Mm-hmm. But what most people don't know is what goes behind the scene, the emotional, the mental battles that you're walking through. And what people see on Saturday, Coop, is Saturday for college, right? Mm-hmm. Friday night for high school and Sunday for NFL. They don't. Coop played, Coop's played, you play. They don't know what happens with an injury. They don't know what's happening in the locker room before the game, after the game, what's on the bus, the arguments, the fights. They don't really know that part, right? And so as an athlete, if you're walking through an injury or if you're walking through maybe an unsuccessful season or if you're walking through challenges in your personal life, a lot of people have no idea the battle that you're having to face, the game. There's a game before the game, right? There's a battle before the battle.
It's the mental part.
Right. And then even after the game, let's say if things weren't great going into the game, now the game's over, which sometimes the field is great because it helps you to escape. But when that clock hits zero, now we back to reality, right? Mm-hmm. And so before we jump into any of that, I think it would be great for those of your friends that may watch this, those that may be at the college that you're going to, those that have been walking with you for a long time. They've known you as Kennen the quarterback, right? Or Kennen the athlete, all right? Those things are great, but you're a son of the Most High, right? They may even know you as the barber or the fashion guy, like because you're known, like you don't play when it comes to fashion. Like Wednesday nights, you never came in short of excellence. Sunday mornings, right?
Thank you.
But I think it would be great before we jump into really some of the deeper things for you to share with our friends, our family that's watching this, a little bit about your faith journey, when you came to know Christ, and just how God came in and just kind of turned your life around. And then we'll kind of jump into some of the miracles and some of the things that God has brought you through. and it's helped you to develop to become this man of God.
Yes, sir. Well, again, thank you for having me on here, Sly. My faith journey started, actually, I really dove in deep my junior year after my injury. I grew up going to church. My dad was the deacon at the Potter's house, so we were there every Sunday. But once my parents started experiencing health issues, we stopped going to church as a whole. Like, and I mean, probably like 6, 7 years, we just stopped going. We didn't go. And thanks to you and of course God, you know, I had to go walk through that first ACL tear, and I was devastated. But then you came along and you picked me up and immediately invited me to T-Cal. And from then, Pastor Paul, Pastor Brian, Pastor Larry, like everybody, Mr. Ignacio, the way that it just felt like family. And I made friends that weren't judgmental and they wanted to see me strive and succeed. I just knew that was a place I had to be. And, you know, I've been going there for 2 years now, over 2 years now. And I got baptized in February after camp. And you know, I've walked with God for these past 2 years real tight. Not saying I'm perfect, nowhere near, but you know, I've been better than I have been in a long time, especially this last month after facing a lot of adversity. You know, I'm getting even tighter to God and hearing His word even more. And yeah,
That's good. Let's walk through the first ACL.
okay.
You remember that?
I can't forget it. I can't forget it.
But Cooper's he's an athlete. Like,
Oh,
Coop, have
man.
you ever had any injuries? Have you? Nothing like that. Okay.
It's crazy.
Okay.
So, a little background information. My name is Kennen Miller. I played quarterback at Lake Ridge. I was actually a freshman on varsity. I was the first freshman on varsity besides Jordan Crook. But for quarterback, I was the first one on varsity. I think maybe even in Mansfield, maybe. And we were definitely going up. We had a great freshman year. You know, not really any expectations for a 14-year-old. Just go out there and have fun. Sophomore year, you know, I stepped it up a notch. And junior year, just felt off. It just felt off. Something felt off. I don't know if it was my confidence or maybe my trust in the team, the coaches, whatever it may have been, it was off. And week 3, homecoming, actually, we had just came out of halftime. And I remember so vividly, I seen so much grass, and I took off running. And I got tripped up by a linebacker behind me. And I tried to keep myself up, and Turf Monster got me, and I tore every ligament in my knee, plus my hamstring. I had a 13-month recovery. And that was the most difficult thing I walked through at the time, because it's not, you don't just wake up expecting that to happen.
Let's pause there for a second, because I remember, I kind of remember that day a little bit. Now, at what quarter were we in this?
Third quarter just
Third quarter,
came
so
out.
it just came at a half. So actually, this is, I think, when I'd actually left at halftime.
I think so.
Okay, so I left at halftime, and I don't remember if y'all were up, down. That doesn't matter, because I was trying to remember back. I'm like, did I leave at halftime, or did I leave like at first quarter? Because you know, sometimes I was having to bounce from stadium to stadium and go check on other schools and stuff. But I remember I left. Did it rain that day?
It did.
Okay, all right.
And while I was down on the ground was when lightning struck, and they canceled the game.
Yes, I remember now. This is crazy, Coop.
Yeah.
Check this out.
It's
so
crazy.
This was it was already bad as it was. 'Cause I can't remember what was going on in the game. I was like, man, what is going on? So you go down.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had I'd either checked the score on Max Preps, or somebody sent me a text. But what was the game? What was the score? Do you remember what the count was?
It was already bad. It was like something at 7 at the time. We were getting blown out bad. It might have been like 35-7. Rockwall Heath.
Okay, yeah. Y'all was getting worked.
Yeah, we was.
Y'all was getting cooked.
We were.
And so I just remember I got a text from a parent that was at the game, and I remember going. I was like, "There's no way." So I look at the score. And then that's when the parent had actually texted and said, hey, something happened to Kennen. And so I was like, okay. Well, I didn't hear anything. So I just assumed maybe they pulled you. So I didn't even know until a few hours later.
It was after the game got called.
It is pouring down. Like, it is raining bad. I'm at the house, and I can't even sleep. It's raining so bad.
Yeah.
And then you called me
Mm-hmm.
from another coach's phone, and y'all were on the bus. And I just remember laying there because I looked at the score. I was like, man, they got it
It
was
was
it
bad.
was bad. And then the phone rang, and I'm like, okay, he's getting ready to tell me about it. I'm thinking he's getting ready to tell me about the performance. And I seen it wasn't your phone, but it was coach. I thought
Mm-hmm.
maybe he was going to tell, like, man, we just pray for the team, or can you come? I just knew the coach was going to say, Coach Campbell was going to be like, yo, can you come to the meet us at the wherever and just pray for the team because we got beat.
We
That's what I'm
need it,
thinking he's getting
man.
ready to say. But I remember him saying, hey, Kennen needs to talk to you, and then he hands you the phone, and then that's when you just begin to unload with me, like, man, I am not good.
Yeah, yeah. I remember getting on the bus because the bus had then broke down before we could even leave,
The
and
bus broke down. I didn't know
yeah,
this.
the bus broke down. Like we were stuck at Newsom for about probably about 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, and then I called and I poured it all out. And I remember you prayed for me, and we was on the phone for like an hour.
Yeah, we was on the phone for a while.
It was a while.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a while.
Um, and that was really, I mean, we had kind of connected before, but I think that was that moment where God brought us a little bit closer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it began to be kind of a daily conversation to a couple times a week. And then, I believe there was something else that happened after that. What happened next
So then after that, after the injury,
after that first ACL?
after the first ACL, man, we had a lot of different things. Man, we done talked about a lot of different things. Maybe just the battle with physical therapy, because that's something that people have no idea about. That physical therapy is no joke. It's worse than weight room. It's worse than weight room.
They have you work the smallest muscles,
Mm-hmm.
and they have you work through pain because you're in pain, right? So
Yeah.
so this is a different type of pain.
Yeah.
This isn't soreness. You're working through like
Scar tissue.
yes, like what just doesn't feel right,
Yeah.
and you will leave there thinking they don't know what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna think like, why is my insurance paying these individuals to put me through this pain, and I don't feel this kind of pain when I'm in the weight room.
It's like it might even getting better. But that's where faith also comes in. They know what they're doing. You gotta trust them.
They do.
After that was the next ACL tear.
Mm.
But this one, the blow was a lot lighter though, cause I've been going to church for a year. I've been in my word for a year. I've been at Wednesday nights for a year now. So now when this ACL came, I wasn't too down about it, cause I realized everything happens for a reason. Cause that's something I didn't understand growing up. Like everything genuinely happens for a reason. It's crazy because as I get closer to him, I started seeing everything that I didn't see before. I started noticing everything. Like I don't even really get mad about a lot of stuff no more because I know like it's leading to something better.
That's good. That's good.
But basically for y'all that want to know, like I said, I had a 13-month rehab, but I was working harder than most athletes would, so they cut it down to about 11 months. I get clear. I remember they signed the papers. I get clear. Our first game is in exactly 1 month, something like that. One
Okay.
month, and I had been with the team all summer. I had been throwing, running, doing stuff, but I still wasn't cleared to play. So I was never officially on the depth chart. So they cleared me. I have a month left for the first game. First game comes, we get thrashed. It's bad. But I knew why it was bad because I had no confidence. Like I was nervous myself, and that's something I don't mind admitting. But week 2, I remember Sly. You were talking all week about soundtracks. I remember this soundtracks. What you put in your ear, what you listen to, who you talk to, what you talk about, all the soundtracks. And I remember that second week against Haltom. We're coming off a bad loss, like 56-7, just a terrible loss first week. Week 2, I I put so much gospel music in my ears. I listen to so much gospel music. I don't think I've ever listened to that much. Even before the game in the locker room, I'm normally on aux. I normally play the music for everybody, and it's normally always rap this, rap that. But today it was Kurt Franklin. It was It was Brandon Lake. It was something different that I've never done before. I've never listened to gospel music before an athletic event, before, a competitive event. And even though the team was telling me to turn it off, I just couldn't turn it off. And I listened to it until we got on the field. And I remember first drive, me and my running back, we fumbled the ball on like the third play. And coming off of a loss, coming off of an injury, you would have no hope. You're like, dang, we just lost. And now the first drive of the game, we fumble again. But I remember I did something I've never did before. I walked to the sideline, took a knee, and said like a little 10-second prayer, just like, all right, God, please help me forget about that. Help me go out here this next drive and, execute. And I remember, I think my defense either got a fumble or an interception, and we went back out there, scored twice in a row. I mean, passing touchdown. I think I had maybe 2 passing touchdowns and 120 yards already over those next 2 drives. And I was heating up. And then the third drive or the fourth drive comes, and I run a touchdown in, and the linebacker just comes and just hits my knee. Because I had a brace on, so it was like a target. Everybody could see the brace, the big brace.
Mm-hmm.
And he just hit it. And I knew what it was. And I was on the ground. And, of course, the first thing that goes to my mind is like, why? Why does this happen? But I just got up and I walked to the locker room and I just said a prayer and I was just like, all right, God, I think I know what this is, but no, I'm going to just wait till you let me know what it is. But, I appreciate you for everything. And I got back up and I went in there with the trainers and they examined it and they were at first just like, I don't think it was necessarily a tear. But when you feel a tear for the first time, you know what it feels like the second time. You know what it's like. So, I went out there and supported my team, and I got the call.
Let's pause there because I remember this moment.
Yeah.
I remember literally because you threw a touchdown, and I can't remember exactly who you threw it to, but I remember who was it?
Noel Butler.
Okay. I remember that because again, everybody had kind of went into this game thinking, man, they finna get cooked again.
Yeah.
And that happens like right out the gate. And Cooper, you know how this is like, oh man, this is gonna be a long game. This game's gonna feel like it's a week long, and it's only a couple hours, but it's gonna feel like it's a week long. But the beautiful part I like about this, and I had to pull this verse up, is you said that after your first ACL tear, going through what you went through pulled you closer to God, and then you start seeing things differently.
Mm-hmm.
And not only did you see things differently, you now decided that, man, I'm gonna start listening to things that will continue to water what God has put in me. And this is 2 Corinthians 3, verse 16. It says, but whenever someone turns to the Lord, the veil is taken away. For the Lord is the Spirit, and wherever the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And so here you are, as you turn from, and turn to the Lord, you no longer see things the way that you used to see them.
Yeah, at all.
And so you're like, you know what? We're gonna listen to gospel. We're gonna listen to Brandon Lake. We're gonna listen to Kirk Franklin. We're gonna listen to it all. And in the past, you might have changed it back, but you're like, no, this is where we at because I see things differently, right? And then even the injury, you're like, man, I see this differently than asking the Lord, like, why I had to go through this. Okay, Lord, thank you for taking me through this, and thank you for the opportunity for me to grow in this. Because there's something that, I don't know if you remember this, but there's a situation that happened after you came out of halftime because you're not the quarterback anymore.
Yeah.
Do you remember? You know what I'm alluding to?
I do believe so.
Because I challenged you to do something.
Yes, no.
Because I walked, because I remember what happened. I ended up having a conversation with somebody on the sideline. Y'all go to the locker room. I didn't get a chance to come in the locker room. Y'all come back out. And that's when you were like, yeah, I'm done. And then I'm like, okay. You done with what? Oh, I'm not. I'm gonna sit out the rest of the game. Okay. But you still got work.
Yeah, you're still a leader.
Still a leader. And then
pray for Nolan. Gave him some wisdom, gave him some confidence, and he did what he had to do.
Yeah.
He came through and did it.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember like you wouldn't. Yeah, that was.
He hugged me after the game for like 30 seconds straight. He was pouring tears down. I didn't realize I made that much of an impact, but
he didn't know what was about to happen. Like he wasn't. He I think it caught everybody off guard.
Yeah.
And so you stepped into that moment. I remember watching you pray for him, and every time he came to the sideline, whether he did great or he did, he didn't do as great. You supported him, you loved him, you encouraged him, and so it was cool me being able to sit back and be able to watch you step into that moment, versus where you could have sat on the table and just kind of just sat there and moped, or it's like, oh, woe is me, and but you stepped into a true discipleship moment. I'm proud of you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's second ACL injury in a span of a year.
Technically.
A year. And it's like, man, maybe that's it. Maybe nothing else. We're good, right? Or not.
And then there's always an and then car accident. First thing. I mean, after football season, I'm just now figuring out life because I was at a point where I was done with football. Like, and I told people I was done with football. Like, I know y'all know me as this kid who's just destined to go places with this, but my body just can't handle it. My mental can't handle it. So I was done. And I was just finding myself just finding other hobbies, reading books, doing stuff. I remember we went to the casino. I just turned 18 in December. Me and my mom and my aunt and my grandma went to the casino. First time going to the casino and actually being able to, actually put money down. And on the way back, we get into a car accident, 30 minutes from the house. It wasn't even a 2-car accident. It was just us. There was something in the road, and we hit it. I was driving, and we hit it, and the truck flew up, at least 4 feet. And when it came down, the axle broke. So now we only have 3 wheels. We're on an overpass, too.
What was the weather conditions?
It had just finished raining.
Cooper, you see
We're on an overpass. We hit the wall. We hit the left wall, go to the right wall, and then, actually, we didn't hit the right wall. We were going straight at the right wall, and I turned the wheels so fast, and we were able to spin out and just be in the middle of the road. But I saw over the edge. I hit the wall, and I'm looking over the edge, at this 100-foot drop. Wow. And when I really started digging into these things and I actually look at deeper, with the collision we took from just the car, the truck, the heavy truck, that's heavy. You know how big the truck is, hitting the ground. The airbags definitely should have went off. The airbags should have been all up in me and my mom's face, but I wouldn't have been able to see. So I wouldn't have been able to know that we're headed straight towards the wall. I wouldn't have been able to know all that. But there was no airbags that came out, no injuries. There were no other cars on the road. Because if there was another car, which is crazy.
When you told me where y'all were at, I'm like,
We're
those
in
cars always in
downtown Dallas. And that's through all times of the night.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no other cars, so we were able to get towed home after about an hour and a half. But it's I look at situations like that, and it's I shouldn't have survived that. I shouldn't have. And it's just
I saw the pictures. I was like,
oh yeah,
what?
And then the fact that my dad rebuilt it up. How can he do that?
To get the man there.
It's crazy.
Wow. So yeah, that's it, right? I mean, you walk away from that, no injuries. By the grace of God, y'all didn't go over the bridge, and that's like a year and a half. I mean, that's the ACL injury, and then within a year, another ACL injury, and then about 6 months, maybe. I can't remember how long ago. Well,
it was 3.
Not even that. It would have been like 3 months because that was around the end of the year.
Yeah. So
I mean,
after
that should surely be it.
Yeah,
you're getting ready to graduate.
Yeah, everything's supposed to be great.
Yeah, I mean, you got graduation in 2 or 3 months.
And we actually make it to graduation. We make it to graduation. We finish off school.
Yeah.
Everything is cool. And graduation comes. And I remember I went to a graduation party, and my friend's dad said the hardest part is these next 60 days, getting your graduate to college. And honestly, it's so true because the most unexpected things happen. So, quick story. About a month ago, I'm at my friend Johnny's house, and we just chilling. I just got off a cruise. I came back from. I was in Florida for a week, and then I went to freshman orientation. Life is great. Everything is great. I'm thinking life is amazing right now, and I'm just chilling with my friend Johnny. That's my twin. We just talking.
And before you say this, now Cooper, can you relate to this? Like when you graduate, that in between, do you remember that moment? Or you're like, okay, all right, just graduated high school. I don't have to deal with like teachers and those kind of schedules. Here in a little bit, I'll be able to do my own thing.
Hmm.
I'm a grown man. Well, yeah, I'm a grown man now.
You got to get
It,
sat down
yeah,
sometimes.
but things just kind of took a turn
Hmm.
really quick.
Really quick. I actually like that
It
because
did.
it was all in the blink of an eye. In my head, it I'm coming back from my friend Johnny's house,
At
and I
Lake,
get
so
hit
so this
by
is let's give context. So Lake Ridge. So what is the name of that street?
Dame. Is it Daymar?
Daymar or Mar Day or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's the street that runs in front of
From Lake
Danny
Ridge.
Jones, Lake Ridge, and
Yeah.
then Rush Creek. And so you're coming as if you're leaving Lake
Leaving Lake
Ridge
Ridge, basically. That's how I'm.
and you're
Yeah.
going down that street where
Hmm.
you would be passing by. You're leaving Lake Ridge,
Passing
passing
by the
by Rush
church,
Creek, and then
and then boom, I wake up in the hospital. So now, let me give y'all context. What happened? What happened in all this time? Apparently, there was a car speeding, and it's like 11. It's like 11:06 at night because I had to be home by 11:30. We riding our bikes, and I'm on an electric bike that I just got for graduation. It was my graduation gift to get around college campus and stuff. And I'm on the bike, and we at the light. We take a left. There's no cars. We see no cars. We don't hear no cars or nothing. We just talking, just laughing. 'Cause that's what me and Johnny do. Like we genuinely just be talking and laughing, and just
and so by the
connecting.
way, so before we get there, by the way, this is as he's telling this story. We want you to focus in on how God has stepped into this. It's not about the driver.
Hmm.
We're not putting the driver on blast. We're not none of that, right? But he's sharing this story because we want you to see injuries, car accident, another car accident, all within 2 years.
Hmm. Crazy.
And he does not look like what he's been through.
Wouldn't be able to tell.
Okay, keep going.
Wouldn't be able to
Y'all
tell.
laughing?
We laughing. We just. I'm about to turn on some music because I love music. If y'all can't tell, I love music. And apparently, a car was going like 50 to 60 miles an hour and just wasn't paying attention. And we're on the right side of the road. We're driving on the right side of the road because we're on bikes. So when you're on a vehicle, you got to be on the right side of the road. You can't ride on the left. And they just come up behind us and just drive, just smack us. Smack me at least. My friend Johnny, he was like a foot behind me. And he hurt the car. I didn't hear the car, but he hurt the car. But even he didn't hear the car until the last second. And he said they almost hit his back tire, but he swerved. And while he swerved, he was yelling like, Kennen, but it was just too late. The driver just hit me. And he told me he saw it all. So I quote him on this. He said that the car hit me. I go back through the front windshield, and I get launched up like 20 to 30 feet in the air. And I come down on the back windshield of the car. Like the car stopped, and I come down and I just fall through the back window. That's what I was told. And when I hear that, I'm already connecting dots because I'm like, dang, if they kept driving and I landed on the concrete, I probably would not be here. Then,
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish my mom was here to tell you this part. We had just got back from orientation, like I said, and before orientation, she wanted to braid my hair. I had long hair. I cut it off because I had a bunch of glass in my hair from the accident, so I cut it off. But she wanted to braid my hair, and God just had our schedules busy. Like she couldn't find time. I couldn't find time for her to braid my hair, so I had my afro out, and that my all my hair cushioned my fall. It cushioned my fall because I only got up with a mild concussion. If I would have had my hair braided, the concussion would have been 10 times worse. But I had so much hair to cushion the impact, man. And it's just like that. And then I just wake up in the hospital, but I wake up surrounded by all my siblings, my aunts and uncles that they weren't coming around because, they had, beef with family members. But now, and that's what I told you. I said I'm fine because I get up and everybody's connected. Only thing that happened to me is I got a little concussion and some nerve damage. I don't have no broken bones. God protected my face.
Yeah.
So it's like I saw it just a different way. Like I don't think I've cried about this situation once. I wasn't sad about it because I could only see the positive in it.
Wow. Wow. And I remember the day walking in the hospital, and you weren't alert the first time I came. So I came, prayed with you, left. Yeah, you was just, even when we tried to wake you up, it just wasn't possible. You were just out. You were
Yeah.
out. But I remember I can't remember the second, maybe third time I came back. I just remember you kind of responding in that way, like, man, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm just like, what? You just went through two windows. I'm good. What? You were just in a car accident months ago. I'm good. What? You just had an ACL tear before that. I'm good. What? You had an ACL? Like, what? I'm confused. But as you said, and as this verse says, the veil has been lifted, and because of that, you were able to see the things that you were walking through differently, right? You're able to see how God was bringing your family together, how God used what the enemy could have meant for evil, God turned it for good.
Yeah.
Right? How there were some situations that brought your teammates that you had been playing with together at your bedside. Because I remember when I was getting ready to leave, I think you were out, but your teammates were there in the room. And just the stories I got to hear about how the nurses and everyone was like, man, this dude's a walking miracle. So here you are, you're not even alert, but you have no idea the impact you're having on the hospital floor, hospital nurse, hospital doctor, and how God is just using your story to bring him glory.
Yeah.
And so it's been an honor to be on this side watching it, and just to see your posture, because again, you could have a different perspective of this, right?
Yes, sir.
You could look at this as, what did I do to deserve this? You could have the perspective of like, oh man, my life is over. But like you said, you've been connecting some dots. Like, man, the timing, right? The timing of, okay, I could have had my hair braided, but I didn't. Just the timing of even the car accident in Dallas, where if it would have been earlier in the day, right, or maybe an hour earlier where there was more traffic, but God, right? And this is something that I believe, if you're watching this, our prayers that this encourages you that, like, staying connected to community, right? That's something that you continue to say that has been weaved through this. And man, there's a story in Acts where Paul the Apostle is shipwrecked, and they go to this island. And when they go to this island, he's gathering some wood, and it's raining. Like, immediately as I'm thinking about this, like, there's been water involved in a lot of your scenarios. Even where the accident happened was by a body of water. Most people don't know that. So if they go down that road, they'll see where your accident happened over there by Lake Ridge is a body of water.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But God, because if that would have happened a little bit further down,
I could end up in the water.
Things could have been different, right? But on the other side of the accident, the other side of the trauma that your body had to go through, we get to see how God has brought you through this and how it's helping to point people back to Jesus, right? Because there's people that are walking in your hospital room, you're not awake, but everyone's talking about how good God is. Man, he's not even supposed to be here right now, all right? And sometimes he will use what we're walking through to bring his people together. And so this has just been, again, I was like, hey, we got to hop on the pod because I have literally watched you walk through in the last 2 years some very difficult things as an athlete, and then outside of being an athlete, because two of those didn't happen on the field,
Yeah.
right? And so I am, man, I'm encouraged. I hope y'all are encouraged when y'all hear this. What would you say God has maybe really outside of helping you see things differently? What do you feel like God has maybe been showing you through this or revealing?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cause this on my mind every day. Not the accident itself, but like what God has shown me. And as humbly as I can say, God has shown me that I'm a soldier, I'm a warrior. And when I say that, I mean I still have a purpose. It's not my time. It's not my time yet. And when I look at all these accidents and stuff that happen, it just makes me really take accountability because I know God doesn't do nothing for no reason. God doesn't punish you for no reason. And I don't even look at these things as punishments. I was talking to somebody about that the other day. I see this as a lesson. And it makes me reflect back on what I've done wrong and why God is doing this and what I need to do differently now. And God really showed me that the truest thing that I've heard over the last month is that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I just got to tie it because when I look at all this stuff, I'm thinking ACL, car wreck. I mean, we didn't even get into the actual everyday social problems,
Yeah.
And it's just like all this stuff I've been through, and you wouldn't even be able to tell. So no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So I need to walk like that,
Right.
And I think that was the biggest thing. I was in a season where I wasn't acting the way I know I should have acted. I wasn't I wasn't serving the way I should have been serving. I wasn't doing the things that I needed to be doing, and that's why God had to get me back on track. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. It brought everybody together. It brought me closer to Him. It brought me closer to the Word. Brought me closer to my homeboys because now I have a testimony from my homeboys. And now my friend group, we all got testimonies because we all got tested lately. It was crazy. We all got tested maybe in 2 weeks. All of us got tested one time.
Wow.
And it's crazy because now I have a story for them and they got a story for me. So now we all learning and we all growing off each other. And that's something beautiful to see. Something beautiful to see, man.
That's good. So no weapon formed shall prosper.
No
You know what I like
weapon.
about that verse? And I don't know that I knew this. Well, I don't know that I saw it this way when I first heard that, because that's a very used verse, right? So if you look at that text, it says no weapon formed shall prosper. Well, if we kind of break that up, no weapon formed, so that means that
There will be weapons.
there will be weapons formed.
Yeah.
Doesn't tell us when, and it doesn't say how often. It just says no weapon formed shall prosper. So that means that throughout life, we're going to go through different seasons where we're faced against weapons. And then if we look at what weapons, well, I mean, these are typically spiritual battles, right? And so when one season or let's say one situation could take you out, take your faith out, the first ACL, it didn't work. Then the second one, it didn't work. And then the accident, the first one, it didn't work. And then the second car accident, it didn't work.
It worked.
Right? And so the weapons have been formed, but in the forming, your faith has been forging. In the forming of the weapons, your faith has been forging and growing into growing stronger, so that as you are faced with the next lesson, like you said, not punishment,
Yeah.
right? But the next lesson. What's the next lesson, Lord? What is the? And I love that perspective, because we do that with games, right? So if you lose a game, film work is on what day? If you play
Next
on Friday,
day.
next day, right? So you can go in there and you can look at it as, You can look at it as a loss, or you can look at it as a lesson. How do we learn from this?
Mm-hmm.
And so right now, what I hear you saying is that the way that I see these things are, they're classroom lessons. How am I going to learn from this? Because as you go off to college, you're going to be faced with
Mm-hmm.
more. Cooper's probably already, he can probably attest to that. Like,
Even new battles.
is it easier in college, Cooper? I mean, do the girls just go away?
No.
They don't. I mean, because they don't drink on campuses. They don't party. Nobody skips class, right? None of that. Nobody
I
skips
wish.
class, right? Um, and you always have someone knocking on your door to wake you up to make sure you get there on time.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you do your work. Like it's so much more challenging. I mean, there's going to be battles that aren't spiritual battles that you're going to have to battle with yourself
Yeah.
to get it done, right? Um, and I believe that if you are looking at the situations that you have been through, man, if we allow those to form and forge us, it'll help prepare us for what God has in the future. Let's see. Yes. Many times, the reason that we struggle with consistency and follow through in life when we go through adversities is because the why we're going through it holds less value than the what.
Mm.
So if I understand, like you said, that what I'm going through, that why I'm going through what I'm going through is not punishment.
Yeah.
And we talked about this the other day. It's pruning, right? It's pruning, it's preparing, and it's producing. So the why that I'm going through the situation, okay, Lord, are you getting ready to produce something out of me?
Yeah.
Maybe it's not ready to be produced. Maybe there's still some pruning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it has been pruned, but it still needs some time to be prepared, right? It's still in the preparation phase. Okay, now that it's prepared and it's ready, now it's time to produce it, right? And so what I hear you saying is like, you get the why. Like, you know what? It doesn't make it better,
Yeah.
but I get the why. It's not punishment. He's just trying to get me ready.
Yeah. My favorite verse is James 1, 2,
Mm.
2 and 3.
Let's read it. Let's hear.
For sure.
Yeah, let's read it. Let's go there.
I'm gonna
Kingdom
make sure it's
Keepers,
word for word.
Kingdom Seekers. If you've been rocking with us for some time, you know we love the word. We love the word of God. And so I'll just ask that you grab your Bible really quick. Go to U version or whatever. Go, just find the word. Go grab it. We're gonna give you a second. We're gonna give you 5 seconds. All right. And now we're gonna go to James 1. I'm reading what version you reading from.
English Standard Version.
Okay, so he's reading from ESV, and then I'm gonna read from the NLT. I always love to read from different versions, just to when I do my Debo time, I read from ESV and from NLT.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll do NASB, NSRV, the Message, the Amplified, just to try to get more context. Sometimes this word is slightly different, but it helps. But we're going to be reading James, which is in the New Testament in the very back, right? Right after Hebrews. So James 1, verses what?
2 through 3.
2 through.
Matter of fact, we can do 2 through 4.
Okay. Well, let's start with verses 1, and then let's go through 4. Let's
All
do
right,
that.
for sure. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes in the dispersion, greetings. Count it all joy, my brothers and sisters, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness, and let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing.
This is a perfect verse for you. Perfect. And what I love is how James kind of introduces this, right? And I think most pastors kind of talk about this, but he starts us off saying, this is a letter from James. He says, and some it may say a servant, it may say a slave of God, and of the Lord Jesus Christ. His identity He's talking about his identity first. Like, first and foremost, before I tell you about the things that I have, about my faith and about the things that I've endured, first, I want to give a shout out to Jesus, right? That's what he's doing there. He's like, listen, because he's going to say, I'm right. He's going to talk about who he's writing to.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get there, I just need you to know I am a child of God.
Yeah.
That's who I am. I'm not, yes, I may be a football player. I may be a barber. I may be a college student. But first and foremost, I'm a child of God. All right. And then he goes in to talk about the troubles.
Yeah.
So why does this verse, like, what parts, help walk us through this? Like, what parts of this text has really helped you?
Well, for starters, just verse 2 counted all joy, all every part of it counted all joy. When you win, it said win, you're going to like, and that could be a daily thing. It could be just getting into altercations with people. It's some so common, but trials of various kinds happens so often in various ways that people really try to overlook. It doesn't always have to be something so big. It can just be the battle with wanting to get up in the morning. You know, that's a trial of a various kind. But I know that verse 3, that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. I knew I had to go through those injuries to become the person I am today. I knew if I never got hit by that car, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't have the knowledge or wisdom that I have right now. I wouldn't be able to connect with my friends. My family would still be divided. And I understand that. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. When I read that, and it says let it have its full effect, and the steadfastness part, that's just me. That's like me letting my hand heal, cause I'm questioning like, dang, when am I gonna be able to feel my hand again? But that's not for me to question. That's not for me to question. It says just let it have its full effect.
Wow.
Let it have its full effect. A verse, I do not remember the verse. Man, I need to memorize this verse. But it said something along the lines of, it said, pray to God and move like you already have it, and it'll be given to you. It said pray and then walk like you already have it. And I do not remember which verse it is, but I know I read it.
Pray and walk. Is that must be the ESV?
I
trying
think
to think.
I
Okay.
think I might have screenshotted it.
We'll see if we can find it. But I want to point out, hey Cooper, what version do you usually read when you read the Bible?
Mark,
King James?
it says Mark 11:24.
Okay.
Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours.
Oh, okay.
Man,
Yeah.
man, because I'm praying for my hand,
Yeah.
and I'm moving like it's already good because the word says to do that. I can't dwell on it. I can't. I gotta let it have. I gotta let it have its full effects so that I can see the full effects and be perfect and complete, like in nothing.
So if we rush the healing process, you might miss something.
I miss something.
Oh, that's so good.
And what's crazy is because if we want to get deeper, I feel like that's what God's been telling me. And I talked to Johnny about this the other day because I realized, and it made me a little bit emotional. I realized every time I start going up, I get sat right back down. And it's crazy because, like I said, freshman and sophomore year, I'm on a rise. I'm fifth in the state. I'm talking to Texas, UNT, Houston, Sam Houston, every school, and I'm just rising. Junior year gets shut down. They told me 13-month rehab. They said 13-month rehab, and they said if they're being honest with me, I might not even be able to play next year. And I rushed it, and I got done in 10. It might not even have been 11 months. It might have been 10 months. And I jumped back on the field because I was anxious to be there for my friends. Like when everybody's telling you like, "Hey, we need you," I don't want to let them down. So I jumped back out there, get sat back down, and then I never told nobody about this. When I came back from my cruise this summer, the plan was to red shirt. Red shirt, medical red shirt, get your knee right. That's what God was telling me. That's what I'm telling me, and I'm telling myself that because I know what's right. God put in my mind what's right. I know what's right. And I was set on red shirting. And after the cruise, I was watching some film. I was watching sophomore film, and I'm just thinking like, man, I got to get back to this. we not redshirting. We finna, as soon as I get home, I'm working. I'm in the gym. I'm at the field. I'm working. It's because I'm finna play. I told Tweet, I said, we not redshirting. We playing this year. We gonna go ball out. And the day I get home, hit by a car. And now I have to redshirt. I have to medical redshirt because, and when I think about that, I'm like, that's not by coincidence. It's not that every time I start heating up and I want to and I get ambitious, I get sat back down again.
Ugh.
It's more to the story.
Okay, stop. The athlete in me, yes, hey, look, if you don't think I can still do some things, right, look, see me on that court. There's a part of me that is, I'm blown away with, thank you for your transparency. And I believe Cooper as an athlete probably can appreciate this, because there's things that you won't tell people that you thinking in your heart, and decisions you make that you may not tell everybody, like, the Lord told me this, but I chose this way. That's huge.
Yeah.
That is mature. That is mature for you to step into a space and be like, look, let me put this out here. Like, God said to go this direction, and I decide, well, that's cool. However, we're gonna do this, right?
Yeah.
And for you to be able to step into a space and recognize, like, man, he put me right where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Put me right where I'm supposed to be. That's painful. However, sometimes what is painful is him protecting us. Because what we don't know on the other side of you going out and choosing to go down your path,
Yeah.
not his path.
Don't know what's there.
We don't know if you are on that field, if you get hurt again, and what that could lead to. Or maybe you get the success, right? You get out there and you ball out. Now you got young ladies coming, and who knows what can go down. Like,
I said that exact same thing yesterday. That's crazy. I said the same two examples.
To who? To Tweet?
Doesn't
matter.
Hayden, one of my friends.
Okay.
You know, me and him, we always vent. Because these are actually good conversations that we need to have.
Yeah.
That a lot of people ball up and they don't talk about. But, you know, I said those exact same things. And God's really been showing me, like, you can't deny me. Like, you can question me all you want, but you can't deny me. Like, a few weeks ago, Johnny has 2 dogs. And we went to go get something to eat. And we go down the street. And timing is everything. Timing is something I pay attention to so much now. We go down the street, and he says, I left my phone. And I'm hungry. So I'm like, dang, left his phone. We turn around. We get back.
Inconvenience.
What an inconvenience. But what's crazy is we turn back around, and his dogs are outside the house running down the street. And I'm like, who left the door open? Who left the door open? And what's crazy is if we never turn around, if he didn't forget his phone, the big inconvenience, his dogs might be gone.
Yeah.
But we turn back around, and they right here, and we put him in the house. It's like nothing happens for no reason. That's why whenever something bad happens, I know that something good is coming. I can't even get scared no more.
Yeah. Let's walk back through this verse really quick. Hey, Cooper, can you do me a favor and pull up your version? You said you read it in King James. But I want to read this in NLT, because this is, like, this verse, when you read it in multiple versions, man, I promise you, it will unlock some stuff that can apply to any person's life in any season. So verse 2 says this, dear brothers and sisters, okay? Why is he saying that? Why is it's translated here in this way? Because we don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters. This is referring to brothers and sisters. Your mom, my wife, all of us, right? And so it says, when troubles of any kind. Okay? So troubles, keyword, any kind. That means that there's going to be all types of troubles. Come your way, so they're coming towards you. It says to consider it an opportunity for great joy. An opportunity. What? An opportunity?
Yeah. That word's not in here.
That's painful. An opportunity. What? I don't want troubles to. Do you understand how frustrating that can be for somebody.
Yeah.
You're telling me that the car accident that I was in, you want me to look at that as an opportunity for great joy? Did you not see me laying in this? Did you not see Pastor Sly walk in this room and I had like blood on my forehead, glass in my hair, glass all in my back? An opportunity. You know how embarrassing that is?
Yeah.
It says, consider it an opportunity, not maybe. Consider it. It's an opportunity for what? Great joy. So finding joy in the car accident, getting hit. I'm telling you, it sounds weird. If you're not a
sounds
believer,
crazy.
if you're not a believer, this sounds irrational. And that's the Bible should challenge us to say, what are you talking about? Hold on. Okay, let's go to Jesus. This man was crucified, spat on, slapped in the face,
Yeah.
beat with a whip, and he considered it joy to die for me and for you. You see this? There's no other God, there's no one else that did what he did for us on the cross and found it great joy.
Yeah.
So when we going through stuff, we got, Lord, the way you hung there, he found great joy in that. Then it says, for you know that when your faith is tested, Jesus never lost faith on that cross. When he knew he was going to be betrayed and he's at the table with his friends and he's having to walk through, like I'm eating with y'all and one of you finna betray me, the other finna deny me.
Yeah.
But you know what? My faith is being tested. I'm still going to find a great joy. He says your endurance has a chance to grow, so let it grow.
Let it.
First ACL, let it grow. Second ACL, can it let it grow? Car accident, let it grow. You know what? It's instead of you being in the car, how about we just there's an opportunity for a car to hit you, let it grow. And have a heart of forgiveness for her.
Yeah.
Have mercy on her or him, whoever it is. And what'll happen is your endurance is fully developed. You will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. So as you're going through the storms of life, on the other side of these storms, when it's raining and the bus stops working and your knee is pounding and then the knee is torn again and now the hand, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Paul the Apostle he's putting this wood together to keep them warm. It's raining. Cooper, you know the story? What happens is he gets bit by a snake and the people are watching him thinking that he's gonna die. And they're like, he's supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
And Paul's like, no. In fact, this is what he does after this crazy part. This dude gets bit by a snake. He's trying to help keep everybody warm. They've been shipwrecked. Accidents. They're having to swim to shore on boards. The three of us, if we honest, if we in the shipwreck, we ain't trying to help everybody else get. I mean, that's not our first priority.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it is. Maybe we have a servant heart that day. But if we get bit by a snake, the next thing he does, he goes to a house and he prays for a guy. So, like, you got me at keeping everybody warm, but you want me now to go, I'm wet, I'm cold. You want me to go pray for what? Why? Because his endurance had a chance to grow.
To grow, yeah.
Let's read. Oh yeah, let's go to Mark 11. Then I want to go to the King James version of the of James 1 too. So it says, therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire, woo, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. Listen, what things soever you desire when ye pray. When? Okay, so that what that's telling us is we have a responsibility to pray, and we have a responsibility to believe that we're going to receive them. That's so good. That's so good. Let's check this other. Let's check out James 1 in that same trans. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting my brethren. Right, that still is addressing ladies and guys. Count it all joy when ye fall into divers temptation. I almost like that. Like,
That was,
woo!
because that one breaks it down.
Yes,
Temptation.
the temptations.
Temptation.
Right? Knowing this, that the trying. So this one would say test, right? So the test, but this is saying the trying of your faith worketh patience. So endurance, it's translating patience here. What I love, Cooper, what I love about like the King James, the New King James Version, is they're generally closer to the original translation of how this was written, right? A lot of times it's going to be a lot closer. So then they take the words and what's another word? Patience may be defined, endurance, stuff like that. But and this is the reason why I like to look at multiple versions. The patience work, but let patience, here we go, have her perfect work, right? So in all that we're going through, we need to let patience work things out so that it can be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. I like that part right there. Let ye may be perfect and entire. That means entire means like complete.
Complete, yeah.
Right? Not partial, not a fourth, not half. Complete, wanting nothing. So as our patience grows, in 10 years, when you're going through something, if you see it, as we talked about, since the veil's been lifted, if you see it through the lens, a kingdom lens, what then generally is going to happen is you're going to be like, okay, like you said, like with the dogs getting out.
Yeah.
I already know. Okay, Lord, your timing.
Yeah.
So my patience of being hangry.
Yeah.
Man, y'all was probably going to like Chipotle or Slim Chicken or.
That's crazy because it was definitely one of those too. I think that was actually our first and second option. But
And
yeah.
by the way, this is the first time we having this conversation about this. But when you're hungry, sometimes it can make you impatient. Sometimes you begin to be so focused on the wrong things, and it doesn't allow you to be able to grow. You rush the process.
Yeah.
You rush it. Man, wow.
But,
Wow.
Yeah, I'm blessed to even still be able to play football. I mean, a lot of people stop playing after their first ACL tear. Try two, and then this, and the doctors, they don't know when it might come back. It could be months. It could be 6 months. It could be. But I'm ready when my number's called. I'm just getting my mental right.
Yeah.
I'm not in the weight room right now. I'm just getting my mental right.
And what does that look like when you say getting your mental right? For those
That
may be
definitely looks
watching,
like building connections. The word, but putting that into like an athlete form. Like FCA, we turn scripture into how can we show this on the field, and that's what it's been a lot of, and then just smaller things, just like working on eating right. The basic stuff that people really don't take serious, but I'm trying to get that right because I know every little thing matters. Building connections with my future teammates at Southwestern, like I text them, I talk to them, we have a group chat. Because if I can build a bond with them before we even step on the field, we going to go out there and play like brothers, like we've been friends, you know what I'm saying?
So you've already started connecting with these guys and you ain't even.
Yes.
Okay. Whew.
Yes.
Come on.
I actually stepped out, like, because my coach, Coach Mask, he's the OC. He made a group me with all the new recruits. Like, all the new recruits, join this group me, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. But it was just real dead. Nobody was really in there. So I just texted and was like, "Hey, everybody follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna make a big group chat, you know." And they did, and now it's like a 50 people group chat. We just be talking in there,
Say
just
what? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa,
50
whoa.
people, 50
So y'all
incoming
went from
freshmen.
one group chat
Mm-hmm.
where nobody was really kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
and that. So you said it was a group me.
Yeah, it was a
I don't
group
know
me.
what it is about group me. Group me is just nobody likes group me.
Yes, I don't
You
know.
know,
I don't know.
especially your generation. They don't like group me. So then you encourage everybody to go
Mm-hmm.
over to Instagram and
Yeah.
you did like a group there and you got 50 people in there.
It's like 50 people,
That
and a lot of them
and
were
some of these
praying for
people you ain't
me.
even met.
A lot, yeah.
That is wild. Talk about an opportunity for community
Mm-hmm.
and discipleship, and just that is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's crazy. I remember when I was in my accident, before I could even tell people. Mind you, I just came back from orientation, so I've only met maybe 12 of them, and a lot of them were already sending me prayers. They in a group chat like, "Hey, I'm praying for you, dog." How'd they even hear about it though? Cause it was before I even posted about it. I'm already getting prayers from people, and it's like, wow.
Beautiful. So, as we get ready to land this plane, I want to make sure I'm always about application, right? I'm always about like what is a encouragement? What's the next step for an athlete, for someone that's walked through what you walked through? And what I hear is get your mind right. Nutrition is key. Um, anything else? Maybe for somebody that's still in high school, still playing sports. Maybe they're not playing sports,
Hmm.
or maybe somebody going off to college. Like, what are some things you believe the Lord has showed you that needs to be a priority? Because you said get your mind right, but what are some things that need to be a priority if I'm a college student? And Coop, I want you to chime in on this too, because you've done a year, 2 years, 2 years in. Okay, so I think it'd be good to have a combination of like this is what you believe is going to be critical
Hmm.
for those that are like, hey, do this since you're still in high school. If you're a senior going into this year, you like lock in, do just give them one thing.
Yeah.
And then maybe what you feel like would be good for those that are transitioning from high school to college, maybe those that are in the same situation, like, man, this is what I would encourage you to do. One thing there, Coop, you give us one as well. If you can go back to your senior year, getting ready to go into college, first year, what would be one thing on both ends? And then like, hey, I've got 2 years in. I want to encourage you. Even though I'm 2 years in, I want to encourage. Maybe it's an encouragement for Kennen, right? And those, or for anybody that's coming into their first year of college. So what you got?
So for high schoolers, one thing I would say is watch who you keep around you. I as I get older, I definitely believe that people carry spirits and they leave spirits on you. If you hang around people that just have a bad negative spirit, a gossiping spirit, a angry, lustful spirit, I promise it's gonna they're gonna stick to you and you gonna be lustful, angry, jealous, envious. Cause those are you hang around. You hang around people that gossip. I promise you, you're gonna fall into gossip, even if you don't realize it. But it's gonna become a common thing.
Okay, all right. There's a verse for that. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Were you might I wonder if you was at FCA that day I said this. Cooper, let's go to Proverbs. See if you can pull up Proverbs, and I want to see it in the King James version. Proverbs. Let me think about this. I think it's 10:23. Let's see. Walk with the wise and become wiser. Associate with fools and end up in trouble. 10:23. Let's see. No, 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 no. That's not. Or is it 13:20? Maybe it's 13:20. Go 13:20. I know it's got like a 10. I know it's got a 1, a O, a 2, and a 3 in it. So it might be Proverbs 10, no, 13:20. Here, let me see if I can find it here too. That might be it. But yes, what I hear you saying, like this is critical. Um, this is a critical verse because I believe you are correct. Who you keep around you. Uh, Here,
There we
let me
go.
see. Is that it?
Yeah,
Is
we
that
got it.
We got it. 13:20. Yes, 13:20. I had it backwards. Walk with the wise. I'm sorry, I'm not a Bible scholar, but I got these things memorized. Sometimes the numbers get backwards. He that walketh with the wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. NLT says, where we at? 1320.
Mm-hmm.
Walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with fools and get in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So be thoughtful of your community, your
Mm-hmm.
surroundings, who you got around you, and then give us one thing, for those that you've learned over the summer, and or let's do this. You got it. You want us to go to Coop and get his real
I can
quick.
go, but if Coop got
You,
something,
you, you got yours.
I think he did a great job mentioning like he's got a group, but like when I was going off into college, I was going off somewhere nobody else I knew was going to. So I got really isolated and got into a dark place. But the number one thing is finding like a group or like finding a church nearby or just like a study group, anything like that.
mm-hmm.
So you hear that. So I don't know if y'all could hear Coop say that, but he said, hey, he didn't really have what Kennen has, but he would advise making sure that you get community, get connected to a church, and have your circle, so that when that first, it can get challenging the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm already knowing. Got a
It's
few
gonna, it's gonna
weeks.
be different. Like there's a lot of anxious feelings. There's, you can be amongst a lot of people and feel isolated and feel alone. You can even be talking to people in your classroom in the hallway, and you can even be on a team and still feel like you are alone.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so the second question, you got it? You ready?
Yes, sir. I think the first thing when you transitioning to college, because now you're in the real world. Like you're not in the pregame loading lobby anymore. You're actually in the battlefield. The first thing that I had to do and that I'm gonna encourage y'all to do is understand before you do anything successfully. You have to understand before I make this pass or call hut. I have to understand what's going on. You have to understand that the road is narrow, very narrow, and there's not a lot of people on it. But one thing I did learn is people are waiting to widen that road up. People want to have that conversation. And a lot of times they don't start that conversation because they don't know too much about it. But for the ones who do, who are in their word, or even if you're not in their word, but you have a testimony, you can widen that road up. You can bring people on that path. And things first, you have to understand that it's narrow. That's watching who you're around. But don't just give up on them. Try to pull them in with you. You know, and when you find who's on that path, cherish them. Do not take them for granted. My circle is about 6 guys, but I tell them I love them at least once a week.
Whoa.
I
You
I promise.
a dude.
It takes a lot of strength.
You tell other guys
I have to.
you're a baller. Because this is kind of taboo. This is like, especially your generation. Like it's even weirder the older you get for a man to tell another man, I love you, man. You look,
Yeah.
you icing today. You all the things, right? But you actually tell your inner circle, I love you at least once a week.
At least.
And so what I hear is so what you're saying is, hey, when people going off to college, and Cooper would have a chance to probably attest to this, that the road, the path of following Jesus is narrow. So what we don't do is we don't judge them. We bring them along.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are ready, because not everybody's ready, but we bring them along. And when you do find your circle, make sure you remind them. You don't wait until something bad happens. You tell them that you love them.
Yeah.
Wow, that's huge. That is huge. Coop, what do you think? I mean, add something to that. Add something to that.
I think that was pretty much said perfectly because, especially for where I was at, like I did feel like I was honestly getting judged a lot, and like it was just not a lot of people that I thought. But I was being judgmental too. I got into a really bad spot, but just not feeling like you have to follow the crowd and be like everybody else.
And that's hard. I mean, I would say that has to be hard on a college university with that many people, because we're talking most college universities are going to have 3 to 4 more people than a high school is going to have, especially in the Mansfield area. schools are 2,000 students, but you get to a college and we're talking 10,000.
Yeah.
Right. And so like that weight of feeling like I'm different because I love Jesus, all right, it's magnified. And I think that like what you're saying, like there's that road is narrow and it's hard because it would be easier to take the wider approach.
Yeah.
However, it's possible, and like Cooper saying, like, hey, look, I've been there. You need your groups. You need your groups. This is critical. If you are, even if you're in high school, what you hear these two young men saying, these young kings saying, is be wise with your circle, right? And how do you find a good circle? Kingdom mindset. What is a kingdom mindset built on? The king's word, right? There's either the world's way or the king's way. And if we want to have a kingdom circle, we got to have a kingdom mindset to give us wisdom, as that scripture says, in order to know, because I should have a natural conviction. If me and my group, if I got a healthy group, we should have some convictions about what we watch, what we say, and where we go, right? And the word is going to help be a lamp unto our feet and expose. The text tells us, the scripture tells us that the word will expose things, right? And so a kingdom mindset leads to kingdom connections, which is what you're talking about, which is what Cooper's saying you need. You need these kingdom connections that lead to kingdom relationships. Kingdom relationships should afford you to be able to say, I love you. I appreciate you. You're a blessing to my life. And then it has a kingdom impact, right?
flowing out of you.
It's not just about what happens on the field. It's life.
Oh yeah.
Right? Kingdom
yeah.
impact should have influence outside of the gifts that God gives us to perform on the field. It should be, how are we impacting the world, right? And so, listen, family, we're about to land this plane, we're about to wrap this up. Kennen, thank you. Cooper, thank you for giving us some wisdom for adding value to this. Just remember, keeping the kingdom is not just a saying, it is a lifestyle, and it's better if you let your life be led by this, the word of God that is alive and active, sharper than any double two-edged sword. Yes, it is. And what happens with that is you have a kingdom mindset that leads to kingdom connections that turn into kingdom relationships that always have a kingdom impact. And today has been such a blessing. Our prayer is that you have been encouraged by this. If this has been helpful for you, go like, subscribe, share it. Remember, we're not trying to become famous.
Yeah.
I just want to share what God is doing in and through his people, and also to help to just remind you that God is with you. God loves you. He sent his son to die for you so that you could be in right standing with him and have a relationship with him. If you haven't trusted him as your Lord and Savior, it's as easy as that. Just confessing with your mouth and believing in your heart that he died, he rose from the grave, and that within that you get to spend eternity with us in heaven. And so, if that was you, man, we're just going to celebrate you in advance. If you're watching this and you're accepting Jesus as your first time as Lord and Savior, we just want to celebrate you, our little brother, our little sister in Christ. We love you. And that is it for today. Until next time, we will see you here at the Keeping the Kingdom podcast. Peace.